We got Schefter here. We got lots of news. Let's run the hurry up, beginning in Baltimore.
No Lamar Jackson yesterday, Greeny. It is tracking for him not to play again on Sunday. Let's keep in mind that the Ravens have a bye week after this upcoming game against the Rams. So if Lamar Jackson doesn't play Sunday, and right now it doesn't seem like he will, he would get 2 weeks to rest up that hamstring injury and then make a push in the second half of the season. Big questions in Arizona surrounding their quarterback, Kyler Murray, who's dealing with a foot injury, didn't practice yesterday. They're saying he's day-to-day. He came back in and finished the game against Tennessee, so that usually is a sign that a player is able to play the next week. But if he can't, Jacoby Brissett would come on and start against his former Colts team in Indianapolis this weekend. And as for Brock Purdy, the 49ers quarterback, he also did not practice yesterday due to that turf toe. We could get another helping of Mac Jones, who's been tremendous for the 49ers so far. Last seen beating the Los Angeles Rams last Thursday night in L.A. We'll see whether Purdy can get back out there. But the fact that he wasn't out there Wednesday to start the week usually is a sign that we could be seeing Mac Jones square off against Baker Mayfield on Sunday.
They're not the only team with quarterback rotations in Cleveland after trading Joe Flacco to the Bengals. Kevin Stefanski said yesterday he's not decided who will be the backup to Dillon Gabriel Sunday against the Steelers. Remember, Bailey Zappi is on the practice squad. He'll compete with Shedeur Sanders for the QB2 position. Here's what Stefanski said about trading away Flacco.
The Joe trade took us by surprise. That was not something that we saw coming. You know, they called us, and it happened very fast and happened not too long ago. So still working through all roster type of things. Young players, I'm always thinking about last week making the change to Dillon. You have to think long and hard about that because these are young players that you're so invested in their development. So I'll let the week play out and make a decision later on that.
All right, so let's do two quarterback things on the Browns here quickly, Dan, because I didn't have you here on Monday. First off, what did you think of the way Dillon Gabriel played in his debut is starting on Sunday in London? And second of all, what, if anything, should we be making of the apparent hesitancy to just make Shedeur Sanders, put him in a position where he could get on the field?
Yeah, Dillon Gabriel, a couple things. One, connected the dots of the defense very good. Impressive in that regard. Defense does this, I do this with the football. I thought he saw it very clearly, and with ball placement and accuracy is his superpower, but he sees it so fast and processes it so fast. And I think the big takeaway was how aggressive he was with the football. This wasn't dink and dunk. So overall, very impressed by Dillon Gabriel's first performance. The Shedeur stuff is this. One, let's give Kevin Stefanski the opportunity to make a determination and publicly share with it. Two, if it's not Shedeur, I do think it's disappointing. I do think it's a question of why not? What is, we've gone through this, okay, Gabriel, if it's not Shedeur, because we know it's very much so pointing to the future in Cleveland, what's going on that Shedeur hasn't done enough or shown enough or displayed himself enough to be the backup quarterback in a season where we all know it's only about, are any of those guys good?
Well, here's my question. You're a quarterback, and you've been a backup quarterback.
Mostly.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Go ahead.
Tell him again, Chef. Hey, let him know, Chef. This network.
So here's my question.
You tell me you've been a backup.
Is it possible that they just don't want to have a rookie quarterback starting and a rookie quarterback backing him up, and they prefer to have a veteran as the backup to a rookie? Not reflective of the fact that we all think, or I think, and others think, that Shedeur will get an opportunity to play at some point this season. But right now, the situation might be better with Bailey Zappi, a veteran, as the backup to a rookie.
I mean, we're saying Bailey Zappi's a veteran. I think he's in year 3 or year 4. He started for them a game last year, I think, at the end of the year. We kind of know what Bailey Zappi is. And so I don't know if I don't necessarily view him as a veteran. And I think the second thing would be this. Is Bailey Zappi, I've never understood why they've had 4 quarterbacks there to begin with. It was Joe Flacco and then 3 other young guys, 2 of them being rookies. Why do they have Bailey Zappi there? I would want Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders taking as many snaps and reps as possible. I don't think that Bailey Zappi being there is this veteran presence that solidifies it. If Dillon Gabriel went down, I honestly would, if I was the Browns, I'd want to see what Shedeur has.
100%. And maybe that's eventually what will happen. But let me get off that because, look, it is what it is. I mean, Shedeur Sanders maybe at some point will get on the field. We can just keep talking about it. But they play the Steelers this weekend. I want to put up, if I can, Cindy, B18. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-1. No one else in their division looks capable of practically anything. But did you know that the 1-4 Ravens are still even money at ESPN Bet to win the AFC North? Our analytics give the Steelers a 62% chance of winning that division, but Vegas is telling us the Ravens are still the favorites. That means they don't buy the Steelers, sitting at 3-1 off a bye and a London game before that, so a lot of people haven't really seen them. They don't buy the Steelers at all, do you?
Look, this is the Steelers' division to lose. They're 3-1. The only time, in my opinion, that they've looked 3-1 is across the pond. They had a run game. They got DK Metcalf going. Defense finally got a little salty, getting Carson Wentz down 6 times. This is the Steelers' division to lose. You look at the Ravens; they're staring 1-5 in the face with the Rams coming down. You look at the Browns and Bengals; it's like 2 hospitals just essentially transferring grandpa to a different one. This is the Steelers' division to lose.
Yeah, when it comes to the analytics, they need to keep up with the Bustin' with the Boys analytics. We picked the Steelers to win the AFC North in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And the game plan's right in front of you. You saw when they were in London. It's rush the ball for over 75 yards. Just make sure your play action is effective and don't let your $179 million defense be what they're worth. And they have that ability. They have less injuries than the Ravens. Obviously, they were put together as a better football team in week 1, but because of the injuries, this has Steelers written all over it.
Look, if this weekend plays out the way that the odds makers would think, the Steelers are going to beat the Browns in Cleveland. The Ravens are going to lose at home to the Los Angeles Rams, who are going to be salty coming off a home loss. So the Steelers would be 4-1, and the Ravens would be 1-5.
Yeah.
This would be like the tortoise and the hare?
Yeah.
Like somebody had to come from way behind to catch them, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the easiest division in football to win. It would be a massive disappointment if Pittsburgh right now does not win this division.
All right, we'll see if they're able to do it. Speaking of winning divisions, we got baseball. We showed you.
The Bengals wasting no time getting Joe Flacco on the field. The 40-year-old QB is set to start against Green Bay on Sunday. Head coach Zach Taylor told the media he's going to take all the reps and get ready to go. This will be the second time in 4 weeks that Flacco starts a game against the Packers. He beat them in week 3 under center for the Browns.
Meanwhile, in Cleveland, Flacco's departure leaves rookie Dylan Gabriel as the starter for the Browns. Does that mean Shedeur Sanders has now graduated to QB too? Not so fast, my friend. Head coach Kevin Stefanski didn't really provide much clarity when asked if Sanders is now Cleveland's backup.
With young players, I'm always thinking about last week making the change to Dylan. You have to think long and hard about that because these are young players that you're so invested in their development. So I'll let the week play out and make a decision later on that. I trust in all of our players. I trust in their ability and those type of things. I just always want to set our guys up for success, bottom line.